Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me again. We are doing A Course in Miracles lessons, and today we are doing lesson 307. Conflicting wishes cannot be my will. We begin today with a prayer. Father, your will is mine, and only that. There is no other will for me to have. Let me not try to make another will, for it is senseless and will cause me pain. Your will alone can bring me happiness, and only yours exists. If I would have what only you can give, I must accept your will for me and enter into peace where conflict is impossible. Your Son is one with you in being and in will, and nothing contradicts the holy truth that I remain as you created me. And we say, Amen. And with this prayer, we enter silently into a state where conflict cannot come because we join our holy will with God's in recognition that they are the same. So simple, and yet so convoluted in a 3D world. When we join our will with God's, there is only love and peace. The difficulty comes in the fact that we believe that there is another will. We have decided that we can somehow usurp the power of God and choose something other than his will. And we have made up this world that is filled with that conflict and with that pain and the suffering and with endings and beginnings rather than the infinite peace that is our birthright. And so today, we just take a moment to pause and reflect and try and connect with the truth that none of that pain and suffering is real. None of that pain and suffering is the truth of who we are. It is a momentary passing thought, if you will, that we are experiencing. And when that thought passes, we will return to this state of peace that is who and what we are. And it's the only thing that we are. I encourage you to take a few minutes and see if you can't pause and can't give yourself even 5 minutes, even 2 minutes to feel that peace that is the truth of who you are. I understand that you will come back into this world and you will feel the contrast and the contradiction and the conflict. But when you know that there is that peace that lies at the center of all things, I will tell you that there is more peace that filters into your everyday life. And the more peace that filters into your everyday life, the less conflict that can remain with you. Let's see what Tina Spalding's channelings tell us. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one you know as Jesus. All of you are used to feeling conflict inside. You are used to debating thoughts. I don't want to do this, but I have to. This is one of the most profound problems in need of healing within the Western mind. This idea that to counter what makes you happy and what brings you fulfillment, joy, and satisfaction is somehow in your best interest. This is one of the most fundamental conditioning programs of your society. You cannot have what you want in your life, and happiness is a luxury not everyone can afford. This is a poisonous belief system that teaches you to constantly put up with things that do not make you happy in the belief that somehow this is going to make things better. This is not true. We know where you got this idea. It came from the suffering, sacrifice, and martyrdom concept that the church has promoted over thousands of years and that your society is built on. You may not see yourself as a religious person. You may not see yourself as a guilty Catholic, Presbyterian, or whatever denomination comes to mind when you think of religion. But this society is built on hundreds of years of the church's violent and intolerant rule and the promotion of self-sacrifice, suffering, and martyrdom and fear. That is what your society is built on. Even if you don't consider yourself religious, those frequencies pervade this world. There's a fundamental part of the collective consciousness that believes happiness is a luxury. There is a part of the collective consciousness that believes those who seek joy are self-indulgent and selfish. They are, in fact, in alignment with God's will for them, which is alignment with love. And it is the invisible umbilical cord to the divine that tells you when you are in accord with love, because you will feel good. When you are out of accord with love, where sacrifice, suffering, and martyrdom play out, you will feel bad because you are out of accord with God's will for you. This teaching is completely counter to what the church taught, but it is what I taught when I worked on the earth plane many, many years ago. And it was one of the reasons I had to be removed from the earth plane, because I was teaching freedom. I was teaching love, true love, that happiness and joy are your birthright. And that is how you will reach nirvana. But society's power structures don't like freedom. They don't like free thinking, happy beings. They need dysfunctional, fearful, limited, and frustrated beings to keep the economy going. So make your happiness the great act of revolution that you are going to participate in today. And in your happiness, you will become a better environmentalist, because in your happiness, you will not unnecessarily consume, which is what is promoted in your society at this time. Unhappiness makes for a good economy. So make your act of environmental revolution, if you care about this planet, one of being happy, so that you don't need to endlessly consume your planet into oblivion. I am that one you know as Jesus, and we will speak to you again tomorrow. This world, this society is in need of functioning from a place of lack. And when I contemplate that concept, it's so true, because it is out of our lack that we spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every single day on the next self-improvement gadget, whether it is, self-enhancing plastic, or self-help gurus, or the next big luxury boat, car, house, job. We always are geared to believe that we don't have enough. We don't have what's right. We don't have, that we lack. And when you come from a space of love, you don't need. The only thing you don't have is needs. Think about that. If you came from a space of love, you would be and feel and act completely filled up at all times. And so whatever came to you would be great. Now, that is a concept. And yet when I listen to the law of attraction teachings, the other way to think about that is we can love and appreciate everything that comes, and we can use and have the luxuries, but we can appreciate it for what it offers. It offers that temporary amusement park idea that we know is not going to be the answer to all of our longings. So often we think that if I get that job, then I'll be okay. If I get that relationship, then I'll be happy. If I get that boat or that car or that house or those kids, or lose that weight or build that muscle, have that body, have the plastic surgery, then I will feel good about myself. Then I will be okay. And what the Course in Miracles is actually teaching is that if you have love, you can appreciate anything and your needs will decrease, but it doesn't mean you can't enjoy the amusement ride. And it doesn't mean that we can't have fun in this world. But the truth is, we will not overconsume. We will not be in the feeding frenzy that comes from that belief in lack and loss, that if someone else wins, I lose. That if someone else has won, I have none. And so there is a dance that we need to learn, and it is the dance that love provides. It is the dance that shows us that we can have love and we can have everything else, and no one else has to lose because we win. And when we understand that no one loses when we win, and we don't lose when someone else wins, suddenly there is joy in all things. suddenly there is an appreciation for everything in life. See if you can find that today. See if you can understand that in the silence, God's will is for us to have unadulterated joy in every single moment. And that when we have that joy in every single moment, we are living God's will. And there is nothing else. And we don't need to work so hard at trying to find that brass ring in the sky because we already have it within us. Have a spectacular day, everyone. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.